other than family, what are your desires in life? What do you
That's
lust
a good
for?
question. What do I lust for? Man, that's a strong word. But we're gonna stick with desires. lust is out the lust is out the question. Lust is gone. But you know what I desire, and see, I'm different now from
Mm-hmm.
even when the last time you saw me. Like
Mm-hmm.
the last time we hung out was at that time when you were living. We were all living in the same house together.
Yep. Shout out to
You know what I
everybody who
mean?
was living in that house, man.
Exactly. So shout out to that time because after you had moved on, I had my second kid, and
Mm-hmm.
then me and the mother of my kid split up,
Mm-hmm.
and then that was a long like it's been about 8 years now, right? So the person that I was then, the desires I had were like music, right?
Yeah.
And and also like not playing my part either as like a father, as a husband, as a role model, anything. I was completely turned away in a different direction. And then everything that was happening, man, everything that was happening it was not a good time for me in my life at that time, for any of us.
Yeah.
You know what
Good
I mean? So
crossroads.
exactly. So over time, as I've got older, within like the past 4 years, let's say like the past 4 years, I've come into learning about myself, reading, meditating, studying, just learning about the universe,
Mm-hmm.
history, because I always loved history. There was a point where I was like doing drugs, you know what I mean, like for a little while.
On
And
this, on the scale of 1 to 10, how hard were these drugs?
they were pretty hard. That just I never let's just say like I never did like
Hey,
heroin or
man.
anything like
No, of
that.
course. I hope not. Shit,
Nah,
we'll have
nothing
to box
crazy
it
like
out.
that.
I might
But
lose.
but you
Don't do
know, there was I went off the rails for a while because I
that.
gave up. You know what I mean? At one point, I didn't feel like I had any purpose anymore. I didn't feel like there was anything to strive for. I was in a dark place. You know what I'm saying? As far as finance goes, as far as my love life went, as far as the job went, as far as family went, it was a very dark time. I
Mhm.
was nightmares, all types of craziness. So to bring it to the future though, now I'm about that bag right now.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And I'm also about healing
Mhm.
myself and also healing others and also becoming the best person I can.
That's the most
That's what
important.
that's what I'm that's what it is to me. Like I'm looking for wealth, health, happiness, um, just everything that the world has to offer at this time.
Mhm.
I'm not worried about having friends. I'm not worried about women.
Mhm.
I'm not worried about taking any more losses. Like I'm ready to go. That's where I'm at. So
That's
that's what
the
I'm passionate about. I'm
tunnel
passionate about
vision.
yeah, I'm passionate about putting my kids in good schools, in schools that I pay for, the
Mhm.
education, so I
Mhm.
know what's going on. You know what I mean? Um, you know, I want to live in a good location, a house. I want to have nice cars. I want to have everything. I want to have everything that already belongs to me. You
Mhm.
see what I'm saying? Like get out of that poverty mentality into that successful mentality, into that mentality that you can manifest and acquire anything you dream of, anything you want, anything that's in here, anything you see in front of you came from inside first. Somebody had to think about it before it can be created. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Such as that
Manifest
mic.
thought.
Exactly. So that's where I'm at. That's what I desire.
So with the manifestation of thought,
Yeah.
before that comes, well,
Hmm.
it's actually contributed with the same as the spiritual experimentation, because
Hmm.
you were a broken soul. Your spirit
Yeah.
was broken. You're like,
Yeah.
what do I do? I was there
Hmm.
too. It's like,
Hmm.
what do I do? And I
Yeah.
remember when I went over there, I don't know how I'm not sure the relationship of you and the mother of your children, how like were, but obviously you guys had a second kid. But I
Yeah. Yeah.
remember showing you Joe Budden,
Yeah, yeah,
Good music for
yeah,
that shit.
yeah.
Honestly, it changed my life when I was down in the dumps. I'm not sure if you were down in the dumps at the time, but I
Hmm.
felt like I need to show this to him. This is
Yeah,
important. Like these words that are in this are very
yeah,
important.
yeah.
And
Shout out to Joe Budden, man,
shout
for
out to Joe
movie
Budden.
music.
Because when I
'Cause,
first heard that, if it goes to the wire, I will never fall.
mhm.
I got the soul of a fighter. Walk
Walk
barefoot over the
barefoot
cold through
over
the
the coals
fire.
to the
I
fire.
was like,
I got
oh
the
my
toll
God.
relighter. Just make sure the blunts roll a
A
little
little
tighter. I
tighter.
tell you,
Yeah.
just a little piece.
Peace of
Yo,
mind. That spoke to me
killed
in
that.
many
Yeah.
levels. Like that entire album. It's amazing. And people do not give Joe the credit he deserves.
Yeah. I think it's because who he is as a person
Yeah.
outside of music. Like in the booth, he's a beast. His pen, his lyrics, his what
Shout
he
out
can
to
express.
Slaughterhouse, man.
Shout out to Slaughterhouse. Shout out to all of them.
Rory
I love
Mal,
all of them.
Parks.
Yeah. With Joe Budden, man, like, okay, first of all, let's dive into that because at the time when you introduced me to him, first of all, I was very ignorant to music in a way just because of the new stuff that was coming out. I wasn't
Mm-hmm.
even listening to music anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Same.
you know what I mean? Like I'm like if you go on my Spotify and all that, like everybody knows my music's old school. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's now that I'm trying to like, I listen to a couple things, but I can't do it for too long. Like you gotta be saying something to me. Like Nas just dropped this new album. Like I love it.
Already listened
You
to
know
the
what I
whole
mean?
thing.
And he put the firm back on it, AZ, Foxy Brown. Come I was like, yo,
The Locks just
hard.
came out with a new album too.
The Locks came out with an album. So at that time, and that was about 2000,
12.
because that was like 2012, 2000, yup. And I wasn't really listening to music. I was only listening to like my M, my Big Pun, Biggie Pac, whatever that
Same.
I was already used to.
But I was on
Nas,
Kendrick,
yeah, I was on Kendrick a little bit.
Cole.
I just wasn't listening to music. And then when you came, that's when we had set up the studio. We started, with the mattress covering the doorway.
Yep.
And that night, that night, you was like, yo, first of all, I was in a bad place, but I was also oblivious to my situation.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I was dumb.
Yeah.
I was
Blind. Love
dumb.
is blind. Shout out to Eve.
So um you was like, yo, you was like, smoke this, you know,
Smoke this blunt real
go
quick.
smoke it, and listen to the album. And I remember you telling me like, yo, you ever listen to Joe Budden? But I was like, nah, I was like, I don't listen to that. You know what I'm saying? I was like, and then I listened to that first song. The first song was
Pray for
uh
me.
Pray for Me. And then I went crazy. Like I just went through the whole album and I was stuck with the headphones on and every word, everything he said just, and I was mind blown. And I
Yeah.
said, yo, and I went up to you and you was upstairs and I was like, yo, bro. And he changed that album right there, changed my perspective.
Yup.
It changed everything. It changed my train of thought. It changed the way I write, the way I thought of bars, and the way I've also thought of life. Like some people don't like Joe Budden because they think he's depressing,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I was like, that's that's
That's
the button.
me. That's
Yeah, I
me
was like,
right now.
I was like, that's what I want to hit when I write. Like that's what I want to be. That's what I want to
Yeah.
be on. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So he definitely helped me out. And then with flow and just the way he put his words together, I was like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
this is that dude right now.
And then
And then
the stories he would tell.
stories were crazy. The stories were crazy, especially when he had like for I mean, I got a lot of favorites on that track, on that album. But what was the Black Cloud or something
Black
like
Cloud.
that?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Black Cloud was crazy. Like the way he ended it. Maybe your serendipity. Maybe he's weighing on me physically. Maybe I
Yeah.
should man up and tell God not to solicit me.
Listen, be
Been medicated, meditated, sedated, hated, caffeinated. All these years
yeah,
procrastinated,
yeah.
hard headed. If it was on my mind, I had to say
Say
it.
it.
Tongue on the
Yep.
devil's pitchful just to feel had disaster tasted.
Yup.
Woo! I was
That's
like,
that shit.
yo. I said, damn, this dude's nice. I said, this dude's really nice. Like he definitely
It
touched on a
spoke to
lot.
you.
Yeah, he spoke. So yeah, man, that definitely changed me. I don't even know how we got on this right here. What was your
Spiritual
question?
experimentation. So
Oh,
with me showing you Joe Budden
yeah,
and
yeah.
got so deep into the words,
Mhm.
got so deep into the flow, and as you said, it changed your mindset, it changed your
Mhm.
perspective, the way you think, the way you, I'm pretty sure your reaction to certain things hit different, because right
Yeah.
after you heard that and you was like, yo, bro, and we went in the booth, it was different. Like
Yeah.
we at
Yeah.
least recorded 60 different freestyles in a matter of 4 hours,
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Yeah.
just going. And I still
Yeah.
have all that stuff in the PC. I still got
Mhm.
that little video you was boxing homeboy,
Oh, in the
gave him the
backyard.
hands. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
just seen him too the other day.
but
He
along
was
with
like, "Yo,
all
you were
that,
giving it to me, bro. You were giving it to me." I was like, "But go ahead, bro."
but along with all that, I myself have found meditation when I was a broken soul, and that changed me. I'm pretty sure you could tell by the way I talk and the way I say my words now. It's different.
Mhm.
It's not the
Mhm.
same. I
Yeah.
wasn't
Yeah.
gonna ever
Yeah.
stay the same. We have to change. We have to evolve. But
Exactly.
I was dipping and diving into meditation myself, and it changed me for the better.
Mhm.
I don't
Mhm.
react to the things people say, because if I react to you, then you already won here. You beat
Mhm.
me mentally.
Yeah.
So I don't ever let that become a thing. So I'm actually quite surprised, really happy that that Joe Budden album changed you for the better,
Yeah.
and
And it.
you deep dived into meditation and the
Mhm.
spiritual within yourself, because you yourself are the universe.
Mhm.
All of us are.
Yep.
We
That's
have
a
all the
fact.
minerals.
That's a fact.
Shout out to the sea moss that we could eat, make us better.
Yep.
I actually have another artist to show you that you're
Okay.
gonna be mind blown. I got a song with him too. Shout out to
All right.
Cambada.
All right. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
That's not.
gonna come real soon.